discovered that only E was in common. So that meant instead A, I had J, O, S, P, and H. And then for Pauline, I had P, A, U, L, I, N. So use your Venn diagram to list the elements, and this here is intersection. So A intersection B is this bit in there. So that's just E. This one here is A less B. So we start here with A and we take B away. So whatever's left there, which is J, O, S, P, and H is what's left there. Now, so we've A less B again here, but we have this yoke in front of it. So that is the cardinal number. And the cardinal number means we count. So basically I'm counting these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5. And the set C is a subset of A less B. Okay, so it's a subset of this one. And the cardinal number is 2, which means there's only 2 elements in it. Write down an example. So basically any example of 2 letters taken from that set there. So S and P, H and P, J and O, J and S, J and H, O and P, O and S, O and H, any of them. Yeah, once it has 2 elements because it says the cardinal number is 2 and that it comes from J, O, S, P or H. Okay, so that is here. So oh my god. How did I manage that? I'm actually going to leave this. I'm not going to edit it because you cannot have a repeated number like that. If it's repeated, it needs to go in the center. That's what you get for Russian now. So the intersection, I'm going to fix that, is E and P. So A less B, so same logic, but it's A and then take B away. There you go. So J, O, S, and H. So P shouldn't be there. So it's J, O, S, and H. So the cardinal number is JOSH. So it's only 4. And my subset is correct. So I obviously can't have P in it. P isn't in that set. So that mistake I made is a really, really common mistake. And believe it or not, I thought I was checking for it. So when you decide what goes in the middle, you should be looking out here and making sure you don't repeat yourself. But literally, it is so easy to make a mistake. So the Venn diagram is worth 5. Yeah. And then the rest of the question is worth 10. Okay. So the Venn diagram is worth 5. The rest of the question is worth 10. So that is 15 and 10 is 25 for question 2? Yes. Okay, so question 3. Okay, so nice little bit of calculator work here. So 781 plus 27. You obviously don't have to do it on your calculator, but so that's 808. Second one is a division. So it's 1/4 or 0.25. And the next one is, so we do the 24 plus the 3.8 first. So it's 3 multiplied by, and then do the bracket. So 24 multiplied by 3.8 is 91.2. And then do 3 times that. So that is 273.6. Okay. So all 3 of them together are worth 10 marks. Okay. So using only the numbers in the list, making sure we're reading that, so using only the numbers in the list, write down 2 numbers that add up to 53. So 44 and 9. Does that work? Yeah, 44 and 9 is 53. Write down a prime number. 19 is prime. So prime has only 2 factors, and 19 is only 2 factors, 19 and 1. Write down a multiple of 7, multiple times, so multiple is your times tables. So if you do your 7 times tables, you will find that 35 is in that list. And work out the lowest common multiple of 12 and 44. So it doesn't say that you have to do prime factors, so you can do it whatever way you want. So we can do the times tables, which would be 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96. Don't think I have anything yet. I'm going to do my 44 times tables here. So 44, 88, 132. Is 132 in? Continue this. 108, 120, 132. Okay, so there you go. So the lowest common multiple is 132. I'm going to do it with prime factors just to show you that it can be done either way. So prime factors, your prime numbers start with 2. So 2 into 12 goes 6 times, 2 into 6 goes 3 times, and 3 into 3 goes once. So 2 by 2 by 3. And this is lowest common multiple, so that's where you write it as you shorten it. The other one then is 44 divided by 2 is 22, divided by 2 is 11, divided by 11 is 1. So 2 by 2 by 11 and 2 squared by 11. Okay, so we find the matching pairs, which is this one, and we take the higher power. There isn't a higher power, so I'm just going to eliminate that and take the other one. There's no more matches, so we just multiply in the pairs. So we multiply by 3 and we multiply by 11. So the lowest common multiple is 2 squared multiplied by 3 multiplied by 11, which is 132. Okay, so whether you do it using multiples or prime factors, it doesn't matter. The answer is 132. Okay, so I did 4 questions there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 add up to, so you get 5 marks for all of that. Obviously attempts if you only get bits. What number does P represent on the number line below? So you have to kind of find the pattern. This is 9, so this is 7. I think. Answer is 7, and that is worth 5 marks. That's a nice 5 marks. So that's worth 5 marks. So that's 5, and 5 is 10, and 10 is 20 for that question. Yep. So that is correct. Right, we'll keep going down to question, where am I? Question 4. The table below shows the values when 3 is raised to certain powers. So 3 to the power of 1 expanded is just 3, and the answer is 3. 3 to the power of 2, there's 2 of them, and we get 9. So the third one is 3 by 3 by 3, which is 27. The fourth one, there's 4 3s, which is 81. And then the fifth one, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the answer to that is 243. That's stuck a little bit. It will be there in a sec. Oh, so these are answered. Question 4 is worth 20 marks for just the 2 parts. Okay. I need to figure that out. Okay. So 3 to the power of 8 is 6561. Explain how you could use this to find 3 to the power of 9 without using a calculator. So you might notice back up here that essentially what we're doing to go from term to term, as in the pattern here, is that we're just multiplying by an extra 3 each time. So that means if 3 to the power of 8 is 6561, then to get 3 to the power of 9, you just need to multiply that by 3. And that'll give you your answer. So 6561 multiplied by 3, 18, 15, 16, and then 19. So 19,683 is the answer, but it's not really about the answer. It's more about explaining how you do it. So you simply multiply by 3 because that's how you get from term to term the whole way down. So let me see. I suppose we have to split this 10 and 10. So yeah, 10 and 10 for that. And if you break it down a little bit more, 4, 6, 8, 10. 0, 4, 6, 8, 10, and Okay, so how many parts was I trying to fill out? 4. Okay. So that's question 4. We're 20, which is right. Right, question 5. So write out the following numbers in order from largest to smallest. So when they're all in different forms like that, it's just impossible to tell which one. Well, I find it impossible to tell which one's the smallest and which one's the biggest. So I'm just going to put them all into decimals. So that's already a decimal. For 1/8, I'm going to type it into my calculator using the fraction button, and then I'm going to change it so I get 0.125. Then 17 divided by 100 is 0.17. And then 9% is 9 divided by 100. Or you can just type in 9%, which is 0.09. So they want to put it in order from largest to smallest. So the largest is 0.17. So that's 17 over 100. Next is 0.14. Next is the 0.125, which is an eighth. And then the last one is 9%. Yeah? Percentages might be easier, like 0.14 multiplied by 100. Like this is 14%. If I multiply this one by 100, it's 12.5%. Multiply the third one by 100, it's 17%. And then the last one is 9%. So hopefully that's clear that the 17 over 100 is the biggest, then the 14, then the 12.5, then the 9. Yeah? So marks for that then 5. Okay. When Bridget makes shortbread cookies, she mixes sugar, butter, and flour in the ratio 1:2:3, respectively. Fill in the missing values to show how much of each ingredient is required. Okay, so 1:2:3 is sugar, butter, flour. Okay, so if sugar is 115 grams, then butter is going to be twice that. So 115 multiplied by 2, it's 230 grams. So that's that one. And then flour is going to be 115 multiplied by 3. So that is 345 grams. Yeah. And then those numbers that I've written in are for 6 cookies. So if you want 12 cookies, you're just going to have to double the recipe. So you'd need 230 grams of sugar. Oh, the 460 is already in. That's doubling 230. So that actually tells me that my number was right from the first part, which is grand. And then 345 multiplied by 2 is 690 grams. Okay, and that's worth 10. Okay, and we keep going. 2 shapes labelled A and B are partially shaded as shown. In each case, write down the fraction of the area of the shape that is shaded. Give your answer in its simplest form. Okay, so we did these in class. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that is going to be 4 out of 12 shaded. And it does specifically say simplest form, so that's going to be 1 over 3. Sorry, I did write all of that. There we go. The other one then is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With 6 of them shaded. So 6 out of 9 shaded is 2/3. So again, I have written that 6 out of 9, 2/3. So both of those, 1/3 and 2/3, is worth 5 marks. Okay, we'll throw that there. Oh, there, worked. Okay, and the last one in this question. In a bag there are green, red and blue counters. A quarter of the counters are green, a third are red. What fraction are blue? Okay, so a quarter plus a third. Now, whether you do it out yourself or just type it into your calculator, it shouldn't matter. So slow. So a quarter and a third, according to my calculator, is 7/12. Okay, so these are the green ones. These are the red ones. So in total, green and red is 7 over 12. So that means the rest of the counters, the blue counters, there must be 5/12 because the rest of them have to be blue. So 5/12 is worth 5. Okay, so we have 5, 10, and 10 is 20. So that's 25 for question 5. 25 for question 5. And then question 6. Jordan rolls a fair die. For each result in the table below, use one of the terms. So Jordan rolls a 6. That is unlikely. The probability of rolling a 6 is 1 in 6. So the probability of rolling a 6 is 1 in 6, which is quite unlikely. It's 1 in 6 is like 16%. So unlikely. Rolling an even number, the chances of rolling an even number on a dice is a half. So that is an equal chance. Rolling a number greater than 2. Greater than 2 means 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So that's 5 out of 6. So that's very likely. And Jordan rolls a number less. Rolls a number less than 1. Can't roll a number less than 1. Sorry, that took me a minute. That's impossible. There is no 0 on a dice. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that one's impossible. Okay, so for those, it's worth 5 marks. Fernando plays a game where he flips a fair coin and rolls a fair die. Complete the two-way table to show all the outcomes. So they've started. So we just fill in the rest of the outcome. Tail 1, tail 2, tail 3. Oh, Tail 4 is already done. Tail 5, tail 6. Write down the probability that the Fernando will get a head and a 6. So a head and a 6 is here. That only happens once. So it's one outcome out of the 12 that are there. And write down the probability that Fernando will get a tail and an even number. So a tail and an even number. That's a tail and an even number. Go on. Come on. There you go. That's a tail and an even number. So T and 4 is a tail and an even number. And then T and 6 is a tail and an even number. So there's 3 of them out of 12, which is a quarter in its simplest terms. Now, you weren't asked for simplest terms, but just in case. And let me see now. So the two-way table was worth 5 marks, and then the 2 questions were worth 10. So the two-way table was worth 5 marks, and then this was worth 10, making that a total of 20. Is that right? 20.